you first started learning to trade at the firm, did you hit a point in the beginning of hesitation to get into trades? If so, what were some strategies to help with that hesitation? Okay, so Toby, actually I didn't really have hesitation. I was the opposite in the very beginning of my career. I was a cowboy. I was a gunslinger in the beginning of my career. In the beginning of my career, I was never shy. I was never apprehensive. I never second guessed. I was never scared. I never hesitated, but to a fault. I was way too aggressive when I was younger in my career, and I never had a problem hitting big wins. I would have a lot of big wins, but I also had very big losses. I was a cowboy. My risk management was all over the place. I was not disciplined. I had a lot of success early on in my career, receiving one of the Trader of the Year awards in 2008, and that kind of led to a little bit of arrogance, and I was kind of cocky, and I always felt like I can't be wrong, and I felt like I was always right. And I was the exact opposite of the trader that I am here now today. If you ask any one of my teaching members, they'll tell you probably, I think everyone will agree with me. I think some of my best traits and my strengths as a trader is my patience and my discipline. My risk management, I think, is unmatched, honestly. It's very, very, very rare that I ever really get hurt in a trade, but I was not always like that. It took many, many, many years for me to kind of build that discipline and patience that I now have today. I wouldn't have survived if I didn't change, honestly, because I was just too much of a cowboy. I would just take too much risk on certain trades, and I was just irresponsible. So I was the exact opposite. But if you are struggling with that, some advice that I give people is, in order for you to stop second guessing yourself, in order for you to remove that little bit of hesitation, it could be a couple of different things. One, it could be PTSD from losing a bunch of money in the past, and you're scared to lose money or continue to lose money, and that's a very real thing. People kind of laugh and think that I'm joking around when I say that, but that's a very real thing. If you lost a lot of money very quickly, that's a traumatizing event. It's like getting mugged on the street, and someone takes your wallet and your watch or your jewelry. That's a traumatizing event. When you lose that much money that quickly, it's traumatizing. And it can cause people to be scared. It can cause people to be very hesitant to pull the trigger, and they start to second guess themselves. So I advise that everyone that really struggles with this, go on the trade simulator. Okay, like we have a simulator where you can trade stocks and options with fake money, with real-time data. Use it, because the best way for you to remove that hesitation is to build confidence. You hesitate because you lack confidence. Your confidence is low. So we've got to get your confidence up so you can start pulling the trigger faster without hesitation. So what I advise people to do is trade on the simulator, have a couple of winning trades, because the better that you do on the simulator, the more that confidence is going to start to grow. Okay. And make sure that you go through all of the courses, pass all the quizzes, because confidence also comes with how well do you understand the material. It's like if you were in college and you have your final exam. It's like, when you sit down to take the final exam, if you know the material like the back of your hand, you're not nervous for the test. Like the night before, they're like, hey man, you nervous for the test tomorrow? You're like, not really, because you know the material. You're confident in the information that's going to be on the test. But if you didn't study and you didn't pay attention throughout the semester, you are going to be nervous because you don't know the material that well. And if that's the case with you as a trader, if you have not gone through any of the courses, if you've never learned what to do or how to do it, then yeah, you should lack confidence, because how can you be confident about something that you don't know? So my advice to you is make sure you go through all of the courses, get yourself an education, and then use this simulator to prove to yourself that you can have some success.